Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good after seeing Everton pick up the first win. For goodness knows how many months in the Premier League. 1-0, we beat Norwich at Carrow Road. Sorry, but how hot is it today? Like, I know everyone in this country, we're like that, oh god, it's hot in it, but it's too hot for me out there. It's too hot for me, I can't cope. But I am enjoying the fact that it's sunny. It makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it? But yeah, also do the 3 points that we picked up yesterday, as I said. Michael Keane with the winning goal for the Toffees, scored from a header, Luca Dean corner. I think that was the 10th corner we've scored from this season, and I am a big fan of the Everton admin, whoever that may be. In a tweet today, mentioned that we scored 10 corners and said it makes up for the fact we've had no penalties, and I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of them slyly having little digs at the officiating in the Premier League, because it has been a joke. It's actually a joke that we've not had a penalty all season. I wonder if we will go all season without getting a penalty. There's every chance. Has that ever happened? Does anyone know? Anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, it was one to forget last night. Let's be honest. Um, Pretty dull game, but we got the win, and that is the most important thing. It still gives us a very sort of outside chance of getting Europe. I don't think we will be able to quite get there, because there is quite a gap with limited games left between us and the likes of Manchester United and Wolves and stuff. But it's just about us finishing as strong as we possibly can now, isn't it? And it gives everyone a bit of confidence. We know how much work needs doing to that squad, and we know that there's a lot of players who are probably starting for us at the moment that won't be when Ancelotti has had his chance to bring in a few. I think most notably that midfield is, we're all well aware of how bad it is. At times it's almost non-existent, and that's an area that needs fixing as soon as we possibly can. But yeah, we got the result in the end. It always felt like the goal was going to come, particularly second half. I think when we saw Sigurdsson came on in the second half. Just to start with, I think the team was Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Luca Dean, Tom Davis, Andre Gomez. He started with Iwobi on the right this time and Bernard on the left, and the same two up top, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. Iwobi had a pretty poor first half, I think it's safe to say, but fair play to him, because second half we saw so much more from him, and more than we have seen from him really for most of his Everton career so far. And that kind of second half performance that we saw from him, confidence, power, bombing forward, physicality, getting good balls into the box, like making the moves happen. We need to see that from him on a regular basis. There's no doubt that there is a player in there, but you just start to worry whether, is he going to end up being one of those players that maybe, it was the issue with him at Arsenal, wasn't it, that he was always a prospect and couldn't really materialise fully on that. But we've got to give him a bit of time, especially under this new manager. But all I'll say is, as long as he keeps putting in performances like that consistently, then we can't ask for more than that. Michael Keane I want to talk about as well. Obviously he was the goal scorer, did the celebration, sucking the thumb because he became a dad the day before, so congratulations to him. Whether or not, I'm pretty certain that we will see us bringing centre backs in the window when we can. Almost certain we will all be in the same thinking of that. And it's yet to be seen whether Michael Keane will be, good enough. I know we've spoken a lot about him, and not always in the most positive light, but the last two performances he's put in has been so much better. And I'm not saying that means all of a sudden that he's the answer, and the centre half pairing of Holgate and Michael Keane is going to be what we're going to go for, going forward. I think, maybe probably for the rest of this season. But I'm absolutely delighted for him. He is a confidence player. I was on Twitter earlier and talking about how he seems so much more confident with Mason Holgate. He seems to give him that confidence as well, because he's so cool, calm and collected, assured, classy. But someone said, and it's a good point, is he, a lot better without fans being there? And it shows, doesn't it? And I think that probably is a massive thing. He's somebody who's spoken about his mental health issues and stuff. If you're in a ground and you're not playing particularly well, and you can feel that everyone's like getting annoyed by you and on your back and getting frustrated, then psychologically that's probably really difficult, I'd imagine, to deal with. Whereas when there's like millions of people watching at home, but it's not the same as being there in the flesh. And don't get me wrong, the sooner fans are back, the better. It's just weird and it's not right without fans. But whether or not that's having an impact, it's certainly something to think about. And the other one they said that could be having the same effect on is Jordan Pickford. And he's not actually really had very much at all to do over the last 2 games since the restart, but when he has been called upon, he's looked relatively sound. So yeah, long may that continue. I thought Holgate was superb again. Midfield, I don't want to talk too much about because it was really bad. Bernard, he does some things really well, but we yet to see him really make an impact on games and stuff. Calvert-Lewin probably could do better. Probably should bury a couple of, like, at least one of the chances that he had. And a decent enough game from Richarlison. But yeah, there's so much more that needs to be done. But I'm happy that we got the win. I'm also wearing the lovely salmon pink or coral shirt, whatever you want to call it. I love this shirt. I was delighted when I saw him wearing it last night. I thought, get it out, sun's out, 3 points. But no, we move forward now to the next game, which I believe is Leicester at home. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the game. Sorry about that. Miles away here. But the most important thing, 3 points on the board. That takes us to 41 points, I think, now. So, yeah, we're still in with a very outside chance of getting Europe. But, again, we're just seeing what Carlo Ancelotti's able to do and drawing out these performances and grinding out these results with a squad and a first team of players at the moment that you'd imagine isn't going to be anything really too similar to what he's going to have going forward. So tactically, again, showing his quality. So yeah, it's hard to get too excited for the season, innit? Like, don't get me wrong, whenever Everton are playing, and like when I seen that goal going last night, you're like, that it's weird having to watch on telly and not being able to go and support your team. Can't really quite get used to it, to be honest. But no, it is a win. In other news, there's all this stuff about Dan Mice and the stadium. Not too sure what's gone on there, but by the looks of things, I think he is obviously come up with the designs and stuff, and then maybe isn't going to be involved in this next phase of the development of the ground. I think somebody else is coming in to do that, but I don't know the ins and outs about all that. But that's caused a bit of unrest amongst Everton supporters, but I don't think that's anything to worry about. Good news as well. It sounds bad to say good news, but it is good news. We're going to be seeing the outgoings of Martin Stecklenburg. Schneidlin has agreed to join Nice. Luke Garbett, Umar Nias, Cuco Martina. I feel like there's more as well. But basically all these players that we've had that is essentially, it's deadwood. Players that aren't going to be a part of these plans going forward at all. Don't get me wrong, particularly a player like Umar Nias. We've got to thank him for some important goals that he scored, and just for the laughs, to be honest. No, but he, in all seriousness, he became a kind of a joke figure, didn't he? Given, I think it was Martinez who brought him in, and then Koeman kind of just totally, I don't even know what went on there, but I think it was awful. You saw he wouldn't even let him have a locker and all that. Obviously, he'd come back in under Silva and a few other managers and pinged in a few important goals for us, but there's no doubt that he needs to be moved on. Cuco Martina the same. So Stecklenburg. So these are all players as well that are going to we're going to be able to offload off the wages, which is huge. And you can see the players that are leaving. You can see the work that the club are doing to get rid of a lot of these players in the squad, and probably only bring in 2 or 3 maybe like important players over the summer, but it's going to take time. But we're seeing all the right movements, we're seeing all the right things starting to happen. Players going out that have just been sat there doing nothing, sat on the wages for however long, finally seeing them move on, and that is such a big important thing for the club and moving in the right direction. So yeah, all in all, happy. Wasn't the best last night, won't live long in the memory, but it's something to build on and move forward. So I hope you're all doing good. Enjoy your week, enjoy the sunshine, don't get burnt, and yeah, speak to you soon.